Welcome to the House of Cush podcast, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about astrology, rootwork, conjure, tarot, culture, and a little bit of everything in between, depending on the day, depending on the day and the mood, right? If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the tribe. And if you are an OG, I love you so. Thank y'all for continuing to support and engage with my content. Now, speaking of engagement, you know how it goes. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who we can help. Now, today we are tapping into the energy of the Pisces reset, right? This daily almanac will get into the new moon portals and the fire ahead with the Aries season and the spring equinox coming through, all right? Now, make sure you guys are grounded. You have your notebooks, your notes app. Give yourselves a few minutes just to tap in so that you can receive this information and begin to sculpt and curate the start of your spring equinox season, all right? Now, I want to let you know, this isn't simply a new moon, y'all. This is a spiritual reset before the Astrological New Year. So it's giving very important and influential energy, right? Now, you want to think of calling in your ancestors, your elevated, of course, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk, your guides, and the spirits of elevation in your spiritual court. I like to call them my divine counsel, if you will. Now, when you think of this in terms of affirmation, there is an aspect of knowing that your ancestors are walking with you. They are guiding your tongue, guiding your spirit, and I want you guys to know that this message that we are coming through with today is going to reach exactly who it's meant for, okay? So, point blank period. Release, realignment, and preparation for rebirth. And we all know birth. If you're a woman, of course, and if you're a man, and you've been in the room and you've seen what it's like for a woman to give birth, oh my. And I remember, I have children myself. I remember someone telling me that it's so painful of an experience that you don't even remember the actual the pain of the birth. Like, it's something you can't even put into words, and I concur. So think about that on a scale of your life and what we've been dealing with as we go through this process of this Mercury retrograde, Venus in Aries. Like, we have so much heavy energy that we've been working through. Just last week, Jupiter in Cancer finally went direct, so it was a lot of inner healing, and all of this has to happen for the new wave of influential hustlers, evolved hustlers, because at the end of June, you will see a Jupiter shift into Leo, which is going to put you out in the front, very creative, very confident. So you need to know who you are, know yourself, so that you know your business, know yourself, so that you can, push forward, like, purposefully, right? It's all about the purpose of the thing, the authenticity of the thing. The numerology that I picked up was 1144 and 1133. So if you guys are into numerology, you may want to jot those numbers down for future reference, right? Now, facts. Fendi facts, as a matter. Now, the new moon in Pisces, right? This is the energy that we're sitting in, the core energy that we're sitting in today. Key themes are going to be spiritual cleansing, emotional endings, psychic sensitivity, which is heightened, and obviously dissolving illusions and delusions, okay? Now, Pisces is the ocean. Everything is returning to its source. When I think of, like, the ocean and all of the times that I've been to the beach, it's so unpredictable. They always say, if you can, oh, y'all, random. Hold on. I'm going to keep that. Okay, thank you. As a confirmation, obviously. But, so what when you think of the ocean, right, they always talk about how, like, it's so much easier to swim in a pool because the bottom is there. It doesn't shift, it doesn't change, it doesn't get crazy, so you're kind of secure. But if you know how to swim and navigate the ocean, oh babes, you're big shit, okay? Big things popping. And that's what I feel like a lot of us are graduating. Like, you got your PhD in this evolved hustler thing if you were able to navigate these waters and come out on the other side, right? Now, this is the last lunar cycle before Aries season, so closure is mandatory. Now, you can think about your dreams, your intuition, and your ancestors are going to be speaking much louder, okay? Now, if it feels unclear, it's because spirit is asking you to feel and not force, right? Y'all remember earlier I was saying you cannot hear me, so you must feel me. I'll never forget where I got that quote from. Drake and his homeboy, I guess, was talking on, and he like put up a video, and the dude was like, you can't hear me, so now you must feel me. And that quote has stuck with me for weeks because that's the vibes. Those are the vibes. Now, in terms of Rootwork and Conjure, this is a great time for spiritual baths, y'all. Speaking about crossings and cleansings, which when I was on live the last night, well, not last night. Was it last night or yesterday? I guess it don't matter. The devil's in the details. But yesterday, I was on live, and I was talking about there was a need for you to do cleansing baths and uncrossings, and the same thing with your floor washes to clear out stagnant energy. You also want to be refreshing your ancestor altar. Now, before I move forward with this, I want y'all to know from a business aspect, right? When you go into a nail shop, when you go into certain like businesses, there are altars in those businesses. So just because you are a CEO, you're in a, more of a strategic, more, I guess you could say square, air quotes, business, that does not mean that you do not need to be putting that spiritual energy into your actual business, because they pour in even your business has a birth chart. Okay, I don't want to get too far off topic because we're tapping into the astrology of today, but just like you have a birth chart, your business has a birth chart, okay? So if you want to tap into that type of energy, make sure y'all book my birth chart readings, whether it be for you personally or for your business, so that you can see how this works. What's the map? What's the energy? And how you can properly handle yourself through all of the spiritual currents, okay? It's very important. So this is not just about the woo-woo in your home. There, like I said, you go to a nail shop, you go to any sort of restaurant in that community, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see some sort of statue. You're going to see some sort of altar. There's going to be money there. And, a lot of times we deal with the aspect of being ashamed, especially in the Black and brown communities, because they make you feel like it's crazy, it's dark. But I'm telling you, name me, I almost would have you bet on it. Give me one nail shop you've been in and you didn't see an altar. You still got your nails done. Give me one Chinese or Mandarin, take it where it resonates, but you get what I'm saying. There are altars. They are honoring their ancestors. They are honoring their community so that they can have favor with their finances. And I think that's going to be a very big shift for us upcoming, to let go of that shame in the business communities, because what they said, entrepreneurship is spiritual. Being a small business is very spiritual. It's very much built on faith. I don't want to get too out topic, but y'all get what I'm saying. That ancestor altar note, I had to mention it, okay? Now, herbs in terms of things that you might use for this is going to be your good Florida water, eucalyptus, lavender, and mugwort. Now, any sort of petition work you guys are doing right now, obviously you're declaring and you're decreeing. Anything hidden be revealed, and anything heavy, it gets removed, right? Now, when we say ashe and versus amen, this is like a cultural thing. So, take it where it resonates. I say ashe in place of amen, but you could use amen if that's your flavor, all right? Now, ritual suggestions for this vibe, I'm telling you, spiritual baths, okay? Those need to be like clockwork, okay? Journaling. And the topics when you focus on journaling, y'all, what am I ready to release completely? All right, now make sure you're disposing of your bath water at the crossroads or down running water. This is release work. Now, I even mentioned if you want to take it to trial, spiritual court, you need assistance with Jupiter, you might want to throw it to the east. That's what I was telling them in the live yesterday, okay? Now, settle in with that info, right? Now, as we move with the sun in Pisces, sextile in Uranus in Taurus, okay, the energy behind this for us is going to be unexpected breakthroughs, spiritual downloads becoming tangible, and sudden clarity around money, stability, as well as self-worth. Now, Uranus is all about disruption, change, the culture. Pisces is all about intuition. So this is almost an intuitive awakening. Now, your answers might come out of nowhere, okay? So pay attention to random ideas, conversations, as well as signs. You know, I'm a sign in your sign type of gal. So, you know, all of that. Well, no. I say if you see it more than twice, it's a sign, okay? That's a good rule of thumb if you want to keep it cute. Now, your breakthrough in terms of keeping it cute, now, it's not going to look logical. It's going to feel divinely timed, okay? Now, when you think of this in terms of rootwork and conjure, this is a great divination window. So you want to pull your cards, get your readings, throw your bones, do your pendulum work, whatever your flavor is. Also, keep a dream journal by your bed, all right? Now, in terms of money conjure, you could dress a green candle with oil and speak, I declare and I decree stability finds me in unexpected ways. Ashe or amen, right? Now, focusing, because now here comes the very interesting energy. Venus in Aries is squaring Jupiter in Cancer, right? So this is emotional impulsiveness, overgiving versus self-prioritization, tension, love, money, and desires being amplified. Now, Venus is at Aries is like, I want it and I want it now. It's my money and I want it now. And Jupiter in Cancer is saying emotional expansion and attachment. So this square can somewhat birth overspending, romantic impulsivity, and emotional reactions, okay? Now, rootwork insight, right? Check where you're pouring into others from a wound instead of a position of power. The conjure and rootwork layer to this is protection and restraint work. You want to carry a black tourmaline, I might be saying that wrong. Tourmaline or obsidian. Okay, these are very good for protection and restraint. You can light a white candle for clarity before spending or committing to something. You also maybe want to tap into sweetening versus domination awareness. Are you trying to sweeten someone who requires boundaries? Now, your petition might look like, let my desires be disciplined and my energy be protected, okay? My advice for y'all, pause before you say yes to anything. Don't let nobody rush you. Rushing is a red flag. Protect your energy and your wallet right now, for real. Now, we're creeping up on the March 20th portal, which is the shift. So almost like these next few days, you are being prepped. Like this is the final exam, right? Before you graduate with your PhD in emotional healing. And you're going to have a lot of continuing education courses from the universe, God, whatever your flavor. You're going to have a lot of other little continuing educations. I know, like, I'm a master cosmetologist. So after so long, we have to take continuing education classes, right? To kind of refresh. So think of it like that when you say to yourself, and I get that a lot in my comments when I'm live and I'm talking about the shift and the changes that we're going through, the shadow work. They're like, when is it going to be over? Oh my God, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, first of all, you know, heavy is the head to wear the crown. But when you are in a purpose-driven space, right? When you big dog in it, you got to be ready for it. 11:55 on the touchdown. Spirit not playing with y'all today. Okay, so as the sun enters Aries, right, we got the spring equinox and the astrological new year facts. So the themes are going to be rebirth, action, identity, reset, right? We talked about the aspect of identity shifting, and a lot of that I do cover in my Evolved Hustler e-guide, which I am going through and redoing. We're going to do an updated version. So if you guys have purchased that, be sure to turn your notifications on and be on the lookout for the new edited version. That was my first time doing that guide, y'all. So I have evolved, more things have happened. So now I feel like I got a little bit more to add to it, okay? But we do discuss the aspect of the identity shift. So tap in for that, okay? Now, this is your real new year. Now, I know we talk about the beginning of the year. Obviously, it's the new year for the Gregorian calendar. But in terms of seasons and reasons, if you are living off of the vibes, you know that we have been in a kind of a refining Pluto energy. And we are finally about to come out. I don't know, I just heard, I'm coming out. But anyway, y'all know me. I love the Thai song, okay? But facts, right? So this is your real new year. Now, what you release now is definitely going to determine what you initiate. You know, Pisces is clearing it out and Aries is claiming it. Rootwork and Conjure layers around this are fire magic becoming active. So candle work is for success, power, and action. I love a good flame, okay? Now, initiation work is you can write your name and your intention on a piece of paper, preferably brown, but if all you got is a white, some notebook paper, it's all about intention. Make sure you're burning it safely and you're commanding it into existence. This is very much a crossroads moment, okay? So mark your calendars for March the 20th. Speak your path aloud, all right? Because Mercury is now going direct in Pisces after this Mercury retrograde, which I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this has been the most unnecessary, irritating Mercury retrograde I have dealt with in a long time. Like, crazy shit just be happening and I be like, what the fuck, okay? So I don't know if y'all feel me. You comment if you feel me, because he's been just irritating. Like, some just be like stupid and you be like, why though? I guess it'll reveal itself soon. But Mercury goes direct as well on the 20th. So you're going to have a little shadow period where the energy is clearing itself out. So take that into account as well. Mental clarity is returning, right? Emotional understanding starts to click and communication softens, but it most definitely becomes clearer. So confusion is lifting, intuition is becoming your language, and decisions, they feel more aligned. You may want to focus in on, if you're into the woo, rootwork and conjure, any sort of working, you may want to do some road opening work. You can light a yellow candle, use your herbs like lemongrass or bay leaf. I like a little rosemary as well. And maybe you could speak something to the tune of, I declare and I decree my mind is clear, my path is open, my words carry power, right? So let that sizzle in your spirit for a second. All right. Now, when you think of integrating and putting power behind what we're experiencing on an astrological plane, the Pisces New Moon gives you release. The Uranus sextile energy helps you receive your insights. And that Venus and Jupiter energy helps you check your emotional impulses. And Aries season saying, prepare to get active. So, if you were root working, that was a tongue twister for me there, you need to be focused in on cleansing, protecting, opening your roads, and acting. This is almost a full conjure cycle. Now, I do have a spring cleaning vibe that is already on Patreon. So if y'all want to get on Patreon and type in spring cleaning, spring, those articles will pop up. That is something else that I also will be tapping into shortly as well. Refreshing. So turn your notifications on. Now, if you are a part of the Cush Concierge on Patreon, that tier, you automatically are going to be placed on the altar for this road opening. If you guys would like to participate in the road opening energy for this astrological transit that we'll be going through, go ahead and sign up for Patreon for this, and I will put in how you guys can sign up without actually joining the tier, okay? But if you are a Kush Concierge tier member, you automatically get that, okay? Now, focus on the fact that you're not starting over. You're starting a line. Like they say, you're not doing this again from inexperience. You've learned some things, right? And maybe they were tough lessons. Oh my God, trust me, I know. But you're here. What's she saying, color purple? I might be black. I may be ugly. But thank God I'm here. Y'all know she be riding off with Suge. She leaving Mister. And he tried to talk about her and tell her she ugly, she don't know anything, you know, being a hater, basically. She tells him that fuck it, you know, pardon my Francais. But she tell him forget it. At least I'm here. At least I'm trying. You know, one foot in front of the other. You gonna get somewhere. All right. So I'm going to suggest you guys light a candle today. Again, focusing on releasing what no longer holds truth in your spirit and making space for what is yours. Now, you can blow cinnamon or basil into your hands and release it into the air. And this is you calling in prosperity and movement, right? Again, I'm very much going to focus in on you guys joining that Patreon, because the fact is that spring cleaning, that road opening is going to be very advantageous for you, okay? Now, we do have a couple of spring vibes popping up in the House of Cush Apothecary, so make sure you guys visit us online to check that out. Link in the bio, all right? And again, birth chart readings, business forecasts, like all of this is a thing for you guys right now, because if you know yourself, can't nobody tell you about yourself, okay? So remember that. I had that. That's definitely what I feel like gave me the most power when I started to research my birth chart, because as a Pisces stellium, I dealt with a lot of people always trying to like navigate my life for me and take charge and tell me who I am. And once I started to learn more about my birth chart, it was just like, oh no, I'm not even hearing that. You gaslighting me. You worried about the wrong stuff, okay? You just worried about the wrong things. So focus on that today as well. Like, tap in. And oh yeah, y'all, before we get started on the collective reading for this transit, I do want to advise you guys that I am now an Afterpay merchant, and it is available on the site. So if you are looking for products, services, like things like that you want to purchase, Afterpay is available for those who qualify. All right, just got a shameless plug. I gotta throw that out there. Okay, shameless plug. And for my beauty girlies, I am and fellas, because I done had men come get lashes before too, whether you know it or not. Makeup wise, I am now, as you know, popping up for the spring. I come out when it's warm, y'all. So I will be having my appointments open for lashes as well as makeup. And also, if you guys are looking into any sort of trainings, you guys can also get trained by me. And I've done hundreds of people, with reviews and stuff. So get in where you fit in, because your girl knows what she's doing, okay? Very experienced in that area. But I only come out for that at certain times. Just like certain products, I've only put out certain products like during certain seasons, because, you know, I don't want to overwhelm myself. I want to keep the business boutique. I don't want to expand major, so I try to do stuff in seasons. And same with my services. So yeah, you guys will be able to book for lashes, trainings, makeup. So a lot of y'all be having weddings, special events, proms, stuff like that coming up. Check your girl out, okay? I'll be around. I'm in the Atlanta area, per usual. Forever, I love Atlanta. Georgia Peach, okay? Thank you. From Alabama, but loved and adopted by Georgia, okay? So check your girl out for that. And Afterpay is going to be available for that as well, too. So if y'all want to train, y'all want to get those services, Afterpay will be available for that, too. Okay. But let's get into it. I'm going to open the roads up now that we finished kind of telling you what's what. All right, y'all. So thank you so much, spirits, for allowing me to stand at the crossroads for the collective. Thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. And thank you so much for the gift. You know, I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you have for the collective today as we get ready to shift through these transits and get into this new vibe for Aries? Okay, what y'all got for us? What do we need to know? It was giving very much tea yesterday. Like, let me tell you what's going on, okay? If y'all have noticed, I've been posting because I've been trying to decide, like, where I get in when I fit in terms of, like, the frequency in which I want to chat, you know, things like that. Maybe just call it my Pisces emo moment. Maybe it was because of the retrograde. But I have a surprise for you guys. So, I'm not going to talk about it right now. Just keep your notifications on and you'll notice the vibes. Okay. You shall notice the vibes. All right, y'all. Let's see what's what. Overall energy for these transits. So we've got a Father of Coins in reverse. This is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. Tell me about this Father of Coins in reverse. Can you clarify that? So there is a need to get grounded and find discipline, okay? Four of Knives in the upright clarifies that immediately. 4 weeks, okay? You need to become more disciplined, more sure, and start to make decisions that favor your plans. Start to make decisions that allow you to rest. Make decisions that allow you to get comfortable. Okay, you don't need to be uncomfortable right now. That's not the vibes. Don't go against the grain, okay? Do what comes natural, what feels good. Like what they say, you cannot hear, so you must feel. You need to do things that really bring you purpose, not stuff you see everybody else doing. That shit gonna show itself at the end of the day. And I've gone through several transitions myself as an artist, as a creator, as an entrepreneur, where I would, you know, see people for inspiration. I would see what they were doing, you know, and some of those energies called to me, and they still call to me today. However, when it comes to who you are personally, what you're supposed to be doing, a lot of that shit is not going to work out if you're not walking in your purpose. You know, it's just not. You're going against the grain. You're fighting a current, like you're fighting the ocean, right? And Spirit is saying, do not do that. Tell me about the past. So we've got a Mother of Sticks in reverse, fire sign energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Tell me about this. So we got some quick confirmations. I'm glad we're not as a collective like sitting in a delusion today. I'm very happy about that. At least that's how it's starting off, right? So 5 of Baskets, you have decided to move on from fear. You have decided to move on from the emotional and physical abuse. There's a lot of trauma here, trauma in feeling safe, trauma in like feeling the need to be free and the need to like be focused and like brave. Okay, so 5 months ago maybe you moved on from that energy. If that's a person in your life, this could have been a fire sign, or you could be the fire sign. Take it where it resonates. Present energy, please. 2 of Sticks. Progress is being made. One footed from the other. Slow motion better than no motion. And I'm going to leave it at that. Collective energy. 8 of Knives. You could be at a crossroads. It's time to make a decision. Didn't we talk about when I was doing the astrology, this being a crossroads energy? Okay. This is a crossroads energy. So that's where you are with it. 8 weeks is very significant here. Near future, please. 2 of Baskets. There is a relationship here, possibly a friendship. 2 months. In 2 months, there could be some alignment with someone who just gets it and gets you. Okay, so definitely tapping into that as well. Okay, yeah, we tapping into the. Now let me see what the guides have to say. Yeah, crossroads energy. You're there. Let's see what the guys have to say about this. Oh, they popping out. They said, show me what you're working with. So, Leo energy here with the Strength in reverse. This is a weakness here, Leo. Pride. This relationship with this person, this partnership, this contract, The Lovers, there's a weakness there that was exposed. You were possibly dealing with a Leo, and not possibly you were, because he popped right out and I flipped differently. So I got the Strength in reverse to the Lovers to the King of Wands, right? So you dealing with a situation where, you know, this person could have exploited your weaknesses, this contract. They were just very integral in your healing journey. And it may have seemed like a dig, but this is the universe, spirit, God, whatever your flavor, give you an opportunity to see some shit you wanted. You just don't want that shit, all right? You have to realize, I thought I wanted that shit, but I don't want it. Like, I was so, like, very much focused on tradition and, you know, doing things a certain type of way, you know, I got married very young, I had started having children young, and, you know, entering into certain contracts put me in a space that I feel like there's a need for freedom. There's a need for introspection and not being able to focus on what I was doing as a singular person, which I should have given myself time for, because I made a lot of decisions based on the good of the gang. And when it came down to it, the gang was worried about themselves at the end of the day. The gang chose themselves. And, you know, maybe that was a lesson in terms of my Pisces stellium. My Venus is in Pisces, so I'm a recovering over lover. And, you know, I feel like that 12 on the timestamp, that was a thing. That was a moment in time where it's like, okay, now you choose yourself. Now you do not be afraid to move alone. You will align to your baskets. And I feel like a lot of it, you know, experience-wise is tying in to this reading. So, yeah, your weakness here. Obviously my people weren't Leos, so this is definitely for the collective, but you do have a Leo energy around you, whoever you are, and they are very much instrumental. This is a contract that is causing a weakness here for you. Okay, tell me about the past. There seems to have been some sort of betrayal here with the Ten of Swords. Okay, tell me about the present. We got Capricorn energy, the Devil in reverse. So making progress after not being able to see clearly that a situation was not getting a rebirth. The Devil wears Prada. I don't know why that just came to me. The Devil in disguise, the Wolf on Wall Street. All of those things may be relevant to you and may give you some good, like, energy points for lessons today. So Death in reverse, the Devil in reverse. We got Scorpio and Capricorn. Making progress after a season, you know, of realizing this partnership that you were in just was not going to allow you to have a rebirth. Like, it was like a never-ending cycle of living in the past. These energies live in the past a lot. There's this Queen of Wands in reverse coming out again. So we got heavy fire sign feminine energy around you. Tell me about this person. This could be someone in your family. 10 of Cups in the upright. Okay, so take that where it resonates. Maybe this is what they wanted for you. Okay, so tell me about the Eight of Knives. So now you got Virgo energy. You could be a Virgo. I got the Hermit here. You know that you just need to commit. Committing needs to happen. Commit to the path. Whatever it is. Like, once you go in, like they say, lock in. Once you lock in, you are going to be like a fucking spirit's like secret weapon, right? Lock in, gang. Okay? Near future. The relationships that you move into are not going to be traditional. The Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy. Yeah, and maybe you're worried about that. The partnerships, the relationships not being traditional, okay? That has you in your head. Or this could be a Hierophant in reverse, that 9 weeks. Somebody's definitely going to be in their head about the fact that they didn't do right by you. Let me give the oracle here. I'm going to see what this oracle is talking about. So make sure y'all jotting down. A lot of people be like, what's the confirmation? What y'all don't realize about readings and stuff like that. Like, sometimes readings are like for right now. So a lot of stuff is past, present, future. So it's always good, again, when you hear something that resonates, put it down in your notes. It could be something you come back towards again later, okay? People don't be realizing it. They want it. I want it and I want it now. And that ain't what spirits. The spirits don't run like we run. The spiritual world is on a different, like, time scale. Truly, they are. Okay? The gods and the goddesses and the angels, baby, they were completely different. Even the ancestors work completely different. Let's see what the oracle says. Yeah, someone seems to be unhappy. Could be, again, that Leo. He's coming out again. You've developed some sort of courage after a season of not being happy. And this person just wanted you mad, said, like that. They were trying. I'm hearing destiny swap, but you know how that goes. Past. Yeah, you're still being blessed after a season of betrayal from whoever that mother of sticks in reverse is. Present. She could be a Sagittarius. You could be a Sagittarius, because Hunt in reverse came out, and the sign on this card is Sagittarius. Hawks. Watching you like a hawk. Someone can no longer come after you. You're not talking to this person, communicating reverse. And this person seems to, because they couldn't take you out. Yeah, you're not afraid of this individual. You are being told that you are protected from that energy, okay? Confirmation. Collective energy. You do have someone playing around. Maybe someone's quite restless. Maybe you need play. Maybe you need enjoyment here. So maybe you need to like commit and then you can play. But right now you're restless. Yeah, work. You're restless. So you need to have a good like work-life balance. I feel like that's what Spirit is telling me. Bees to honey. You catch more bees with honey. And then you can play when it's time. But you got to commit to the journey first. Like you don't even know where you're going. What JT said at the time. I'm giving the girls what they want. Hell, they don't even know what they want. And that's how your spirits feel about you. Like you say you want this, but you really don't know what you want. So take this time today to figure that out. Near future. Consumed. Somebody is consumed with your evolution, Pisces, and the fact that you don't want to collaborate with this person is making you stronger. And they are like, what the fuck? Like in their absence, you've gotten stronger and they don't know what to do with that. Heavy Leo energy here, like a moth to a flame. Tigers, bees, koala bears are very important. Lions. Maybe someone could be seeing dragonflies. Okay. I know I've been seeing a lot of bees lately. Monkeys. Sharks. What else? Heavy Scorpio energy. Ooh, God forbid a bat. Bats are like, oh my God. Ugh. Have you ever seen a bat up close? Oh my God. Baby, they so, ugh. I won't say ugly, because everything is unique in its own way, but visually challenging. They so ugly. Sorry, bats. No shade. But yeah, those are the vibes. Now, if you guys are wanting to check into this extended reading, make sure you go ahead and join my Patreon so you guys get the extended reading for today, okay? It's going to be available on the free tier, so make sure you guys click the link in my bio. Is the link for y'all to join my Patreon in my bio? Shade. If it's not, Patreon House of Cush, okay, where you guys can get the extended reading. Patreon subscribers, not only do y'all get the reading first, y'all get the extended reading, which that's not going to be open to the public, so we're going to go into detail there, okay? Now, I'm going to close the roads out here for the collective. I appreciate the spirits for tapping in. Make sure you guys follow, like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it can help. And if you are interested in checking out the rest of this reading, you know where to find me on Patreon, House of Cush. And I'll be uploading the extended reading for today as well. So it's going to be 2 parts, all right? All right, y'all. Now, again, if you are resonating with this in any way and you know that you need to map out the rest of this journey, click the link in my bio and go ahead and book. I only have 3 slots available today, so get in where you fit in, all right? And let's get started. You know what you need to do. You've gotten the confirmations, and Spirit says time to get active. So stop ignoring the call and book with your girl. All right. I love you guys. I mean it. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments about this new transit. And yeah, let's chit chat. Let me know what y'all think. Have a good day. Chat soon. Bye.